Moment, Livestream starten. The stream should be up and running.
Okay, I'll give it. Okay, it started.
Alright, perfect. Stream
Okay.
started.
Usual delay, but it's totally fine. I'll drop the I'll drop the link into the Telegram again.
Perfect. Yes, drop the link, please. Just let us know in the chat if you are able to write in the chat, if you can hear AJ and me clearly, and if you are able to see the, yeah, basically our logo at the moment on your screen.
Okay, I'll give it test and wait for the delay. Okay, I can hear myself, I can hear you. Most important thing, I guess.
All right. This is, whoopsala. This is how things should went or should go. Then we can this here. Armor is dropped.
Give it some seconds.
Yes.
Probably people want to join in. I do not see any participants. I don't know if you have more insights as host.
Ooh, give me a second. Can take a look. Yeah, I don't know if this is a delay, but it shows me.
Potentially for tomorrow, hello Henry, for tomorrow we could like stream YouTube and Telegram same time, probably.
I think I should be able to do this. Ah, now I see the people. All right, but I guess we can start. Let the people drip in over time.
Just give me a second. There.
Alles gut. All right, Henry. Good to know. Yeah, people will just, as usual, join in over time. So basically what we are doing today is we will test run the presentation for Zook. So you can sit back, relax, and get roughly 1 hour of info for our business, for the company, and everything else. Perfect. So, Chris also here.
Today's kind of the beta test, so I don't expect things to go perfectly in the first try, but we most of all test the presentation if it works correctly. We will test the animations, we will test the writings, we will test the things we want to say. So it could be half an hour, it could be 2 hours, I don't know. Let's give it a try.
All right. Yeah, basically we can start. When you're ready, you can start. Your part is the first part. You will just say go and I will hop to the next.
Give me a second there. I just want to set up a timer for me to double check what we're doing. And then I'll say let's give it a go.
All right, then I will jump for you to the next. So now
to the first slide. So we have a pretty clear structure for the presentation. For now, we will have an introduction, obviously. And after that, I'll talk a bit about the vision of BD Capital, of the project, what we really want to achieve. After that, Paul will have some words on the ecosystem. Basically, you can see the key questions we want to answer. What makes us sustainable? What makes us scalable? And how can we achieve the vision stated earlier? For the fourth part, Paul will talk about the token itself as first big part of the ecosystem. We will go more into depth with the token and tell the people, tell you guys tell the people in Zug how it works. After that, I will lose some words on company. I have some, big or minor news on that today. But I will go in depth. What are we in legal terms? What are we trying to achieve in legal terms? And where's our journey heading? What's the future of the company, BD Capital? And after that, we will have our closing statement, and hopefully, at least in the closing statement, generate some FOMO today, tomorrow, and the rest of the week. If we continue with the next slide, we will start with the introduction, and next up is a quote. And I do love the quote. I do love the man himself, Steve Jobs. He's a visionary. He definitely knew what he was doing, so I found it quite fitting for us to use a quote from him. And he said, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." And if I can be that humble, I'm crazy enough to think I can change the world, because the systems we have right now, the way people investing, the way people thinking about money is an old one. Is it's like the establishment. Yeah, everything is doing the same. Everything is doing it like their parents did and their grandparents did. And it's time for change. And we want to use the vehicular of crypto. Yeah, we will use what is given to us and change the way for this generation and probably the younger generations, how they think about money, how they think about investing, how they think about planning for the future. And that's why we not only have the token itself for now, but that's why we have the intention to build a whole ecosystem. Yeah, something you can go to as an investor and say, okay, I want this, this, and that. What can I do now? And you can do everything with us. And that's what we want to achieve. That's where we are heading for. And that's what's basically summarized in that quote. And for the next part, I think it's Paul's. No, it's still my turn. You see, we're just figuring out our vision itself. We came across with 4 key points shown in the next slide. What in our, or in my opinion, in Paul's opinion, are the main things that should be different in investing money, basically. The most important thing I think is the transparency, because it doesn't matter where I go to. Modern investment strategies, modern funds, modern banks are not transparent. You basically just trust them to do the right thing, but you never know what they're doing. Paul and myself, we know what banks are doing because we work there, but I don't think most of the people that are customers of a bank or something like this do really know what's happening. We have no hidden fees. That's big problem of modern day funds. We have fees, of course. We have rather high fees, I admit, but we have no hidden fees. You have a buy tax, a sell tax in the token. With other projects, it will be the same. We don't have to hide something because it's clear communication. And even more important thing is on the blockchain, everything is traceable. You might be anonymous because if no one knows what's your wallet, no one knows what you're doing. But even with attempts of scamming or something like this, you can all trace it back. So the whole thing itself is transparent. And for you guys, all the things we do with the fund, for example, are traceable and therefore transparent. We also want to build a bridge, not only between common investments in the real world and crypto, but also want to build a bridge for the generations. Yeah. This should be for younger people as well as for older people. Yeah, for blokes that don't know anything about finance and the ones that do it on a daily basis. We just want to break with convention, making it reachable, making it for everyone. That's why point number three, the community is also a big point that we say has to change in conventional investing, because we guys are a community. Yeah, you as the investors, we as the investors, we take part in the key decisions. And there is no company in the world, no stock fund, no everything that lets its investors have this much of an impact that we want to have it. Because in the end, it's your money that's invested, and so you should have the possibility to partake in the decisions. And in the end, most really important thing these days is sustainability. Yeah. Not only we want to have your investment be sustainable. Yeah, you invest now. What happens in 2 weeks? What happens in 3 months? What happens in 10 years? Yeah, no one can tell this, but we want to make sure that you at least can be sure we will do great things. Oh, sorry. And for that, we also have to think outside the box. Yeah. Pairing conventional strategies in investing, like in fund, pairing it with a cryptocurrency, is thinking outside the box, because no one is doing that. Yeah, probably implementing some kind of NFT marketplace, or the NFT itself, not as a JPEG, not as a picture, but as something you can use as proof of work or something like this. Yeah, just thinking outside the box and taking what's already existing, but making it new. Yeah, we didn't invent the wheel, but we sure know how to drive. And future technology with the NFT, with the blockchain, who knows what is coming up? Yeah, we have probably someday the metaverse. Yeah, probably someone will invent something new based on the blockchain, a new version of security, something like this. We are not only set up for current events and current way of investing, but with the blockchain and with our expertise and all the things we are building at the moment, we are set up for the future, for future technologies and what the future brings. And this makes us really, really, really sustainable in the market. That's the thing an index fund doesn't have, because I don't know if America will be in 10 years the world's greatest nation in terms of economy. I don't know if China will be the biggest, or India, or South Africa, because they are all evolving. Yeah, I can this. And index fund cannot adapt, because if you invested into America, America won't change. We can do things like this. We can go green, we can go conventional, we can do all these things. And packing all of that in one box and labeling it BD Capital is our vision, as far as that goes. But what is BD Capital? Exactly. I think next point will be our ecosystem.
I sure think so. Yes. So I guess I will take over, yeah, the presentation from this part for the ecosystem itself. And please do not wonder for the timing of the slides, because actually only I can access the slides itself right now. Will be different in the actual presentation. So AJ cannot pick the timing for the slide, so do not wonder about sometimes the timing being a little bit off there. So for the ecosystem, this is a very, very important part. So if you have listened to AJ until now, you will see us having a completely different approach to investing in overall, yeah, but not only investing. So as a company, as BD Capital, we want to build a complete ecosystem, also additionally fueling the company itself, and then again, of course, creating value for every single investor. So for the ecosystem, it is very, very simple, as you can see. Yeah, so the thought process was very, very simple. Right now, we will have 3 different components in our ecosystem. Component 1 is the token itself. Yeah, this is the first part of our unique ecosystem. So our token banker stream is part of the ecosystem, of course. Yeah, this is the token you invest in. This is the token you can buy, sell, do whatever you want with it, and the token which, yeah, generates the BUSD rewards through trading volume. But right now, so with these little circles we see there, yeah, our ecosystem is not the token standing for itself, the community fund standing for itself, and then additionally the utility standing for itself. They are all tied together somehow. So with the second edition we made, the community fund, which is just a completely new way and a unique way for a community to, yeah, invest into a lot of different things. And this is also a very important part, yeah, investing as a community. So in the end, always the majority of the investors will decide if a investment case should be added or should not be added. Yeah, very, very important here. But then again, with the third circle, yeah, closing this ecosystem for now, we will have different utilities. Now, this is something we have been speaking about in future, not in future, sorry, in previous AMAs. So basically, we are creating a complete ecosystem within our own ecosystem, ran with our utilities. Yeah, for now we are developing the crowdfunding platform, the private sale platform, in addition to our charity platform, and building this out to a complete launchpad, and then from there moving on. Yeah, so this is very important. These are things which are not standing alone. These are things which are tied together. Yeah, we are using this complete ecosystem, so our own BD ecosystem, to generate many, many, many different income streams. Yeah, which is very important as a company. Yeah, you should not rely on one single income stream. You should always build a lot of different income streams. Yeah, and create big value for your investors. So this basically, this very basic overview of our ecosystem. So for the token part, I will talk about the token in depth in the second part of my part in the presentation. Right now we can take a look at the community fund until now. So right now, through the community fund, yeah, the only thing you need to do to participate in our ecosystem is you need to simply hold the BankerStream token in your wallet. Yeah, this is the only thing you need to do, and you will automatically participate in our ecosystem, in our complete ecosystem. So for the community fund, yeah, as I said before, this is a very, very unique way of investing. Yeah, we are investing as a community. We as a team, we are trying to only pick out safe investments. So we are having a vetting process in the background. So we are background checking the teams. We are checking the project or the crypto or the business we want to invest in for the long-term potential, and we try to pick out, let's say the safe and good ones. Yeah, this is a very, very important part here. In the end, we will run a vote. So every single holder can vote if this addition should be made into the fund or if it should not be made for the fund. The last vote we had was on Telegram actually. Now with our new DApp, yeah, which is implemented already, we will, yeah, let's say finalize the version today. But you can already access the whole dashboard and everything. The future votes will only go through our dashboard. Important here, if you want to vote, you need to connect your wallet because there's no other way to guarantee that only Banker Stream holders can actually participate in a vote. Yeah. So what are we voting for in the future? So this fund is not aiming to be actively traded. Yeah, this is also a very, very important part. We as a team, we are not sitting there and actively trading the fund. For example, ICOs, yeah, buying and selling constantly. This is not what we are intending to do with the fund. This fund is investing long term. Yeah, very important here. Long-term investing and only investing in businesses which generate passive income for us. A very important part here. So we are looking right now, yeah, this will change a lot, as you can see the last part with more to come. But right now we are taking a look at other reward tokens. Obviously, this is the easiest way to generate additional passive income in the fund. We are taking a look at staking. So as we all are aware of, which are, yeah, around in crypto quite a bit, staking is also a very good way to generate passive income. Yeah, we are also investing in ICOs. This is high risk, high reward. Yeah, then again, for the ICO itself, it should be a reward token or a stakeable token or creating income for us in another form. For example, through nodes or something like this. Yeah. But then again, ICOs, high risk, high reward. The good thing about the fund is because we are always aiming to obtain bigger wallet sizes in the particular project, and we are all aware it is quite hard to obtain a big wallet size, for example in Bitcoin or Ethereum. Yeah, but if we are taking a look at ICOs, we do not need to invest this crazy amounts of money to obtain big wallet sizes. Yeah, so this is a very, let's say, easy way to obtain big wallet sizes. They grant a lot of potential, a lot of upwards potential, but then again, this is also the part of the fund which is very, very risky. Yeah, because even if we do our vetting, we can never guarantee 100% this is safe. Yeah, this will do well in the future. In the end, we are still in crypto, and crypto can be quite volatile, especially for ICOs. We have a treasury being added. Um, right at this time, I already see the first spelling mistake there with magic. It should be Matic, not magic.
Don't worry, chat already noticed.
Yeah, all right, perfect. Yeah, is magic supposed to be Matic? Yes, it's supposed to be Matic. Just saw this, but this is why we run a beta test with the with the presentation, right? But this is the next thing we are looking for. Yeah, because right now, if you're checking our fund display, you will see that we are currently only invested in the BEC space. Yeah, of course, only being invested in on one particular chain brings a lot of risk. So we will spread the risk, creating a treasury. So we will actually in the fund hold a certain or set amount of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Matic, and Algorand. And then, of course, we are able to further expand our investments, our future investments on these different chains. Yeah, so this is something we call cross-chain risk management, which is very important. We need to spread out the risk of the fund to many, many different places. Very important here. Then again, under more to come. This is also a very, very important part. We are always keeping our eyes open for different projects. So if anyone in here has a suggestion for a future investment, always feel free to drop your idea to us. Yeah, this is no guarantee that we can in time check it, for example, if it is an ICO. This is no guarantee that we will pick it up as a safe investment in the fund. just for you guys, the actual investors, which want to maybe suggest an idea, very important here, we won't invest into memes. Yeah, we are aware that memes can do pretty well. Yeah, this is no secret. But then again, we do not want to invest into meme tokens, and we need the token to somehow generate passive income for the fund. You will see in a second why this is very, very important for us. Yeah. Under more to come, you also see we want to further build the fund into many, many different aspects. Yeah, we want to invest into the metaverse, for example, in properties on the metaverse. We want to participate in mining. We want to participate in yield farming. Yeah, there are so many different ways to generate additional income streams with the fund, yeah, as a community. But then again, at some point we need to start, yeah, and we started with the BSC chain investments, with the very easy and simple investments, as for example reward tokens, staking, ICOs. Yeah, now we are moving it into cross-chain investments, and then from there we will add a lot of different income streams. But very important to note here for every single one which is listening at the moment, the fund actually creates a lot of value. Yeah, because every single investor is able to participate in many, many, many different income streams on the crypto chain. Yeah, then again, it's the same principle as for a normal fund. Since we are spreading out the risk a lot, and as we all know, crypto is quite volatile. Yeah, if you spread out the risk a lot, we can a lot better manage the risk in total. Yeah, as a normal investor, you might only be able to participate in, let's say, 2 or 3 different reward tokens, in 2 or 3 different staking protocols, maybe one ICO just to mix it in, and then of course a little bit of blue chip investments also. Yeah. But it's very hard for the normal investor to participate. Furthermore, in mining, in the metaverse, since the metaverse is very, very expensive, in yield farming, all of that stuff. So this fund actually creates a chance for every single investor to participate throughout the crypto space in many, many different income sources. This is the goal with the fund. And then again, with the fund growing over time. So the next slide, you will see the actual yield distribution. Right now, we are looking for, in the future, to a yield distribution of 75% for the holders through our dividends. Yeah, so for basically holding Banker Stream in your wallet, you will additionally earn, next to the BUSD rewards, 75% of the yield generated by the fund. 25% of the yield generated will be used for marketing / compounding. So of course, there again, if we do not need additional marketing funds, for example, for YouTube influencers or stuff like this, we can further use it to compound into the fund or use it for charity cases. Yeah, very important also here. But very straightforward yield distribution. Now, very important part in here is 75% is quite a big number. Yeah, especially once the fund grows in size. So the fund is growing in size, like every single week here on in the crypto space. As a business, the fund is growing, and it will not stop growing. Yeah, and this is very important. At some point, we will reach a big size with the fund, and then you will see some additional, very, very nice income streams from the fund itself. So this for the yield distribution of the fund. The next stage, of course, is our ecosystem within our ecosystem. Yeah, this is something we've been talking about in previous AMAs. So right now we are developing and then in the future launching the charity, private, and crowd sale platform. Yeah, for this you can think of, this is the basic start of the launchpad. Yeah, this is just an we're trying to create value here for the investors, because we are again background checking every single project which wants to, for example, make a private sale on our platform. We will background check the team, we will background check the project itself, and then investors could maybe avoid some very obvious rug pulls or something like this. Yeah. Then again, we cannot 100% guarantee anything, but this is the idea behind it. This is also the actual start of our launchpad. In the next stage, we are looking at expanding the private and crowdfunding platform into a fully fledged out launchpad. Yeah. We are additionally able to provide, for example, KYCs through third party and all of that different stuff. Yeah, there are some flaws in the existing launchpads. For example, they are keeping a certain percentage of the tokens, which are launching the pre-sale there. Yeah, there are some different things which the people of the crypto world are not a big fan of. Yeah, so this launchpad version 1 developing into Launchpad version 2, because then again, this is nothing which just runs passively on the side. Yeah, this is something we need to actively manage. Next stage, the NFT marketplace. Already have a quote there. Of course, we will always add our own twist to these NFT marketplaces. Yeah, we are always looking for a way to generate further value for our investors, for the NFT community, for example. But then again, will be a fully fledged out NFT marketplace. This will take place after the launchpad. Then stage D, of course, we won't stop with a launchpad and a NFT marketplace. Yeah, we want to have this complete ecosystem for crypto, not only on the BSC chain, of course, cross-chain, yeah, providing this service, cross-chain. And the very important here is that we are also looking at our own DEX, yeah, at a lending platform, and more additions planned. Yeah, we talked about some potential additions, as for example, our own wallet, yeah, and all of that different stuff. But then again, at some point, we need to start. So we started the development for Launchpad version 1. Developing into Launchpad version 2. Yeah, this is something which takes time if you want to make it correctly. But you can expect this, so the first versions, to get out pretty fast, yeah. And then of course developing into this, yeah, complete service, yeah, this complete service for businesses, for investors. So the BD ecosystem is this go-to place. Yeah, this is what we want to achieve for the actual BD ecosystem. Very straightforward. Yeah, very straightforward. Not trying to do any crazy magic here, but very important, of course, that you need to map out your ecosystem. You need to plan it out, and then, of course, very important, you need to create the additional value for every single investor. So now we can take a look at the token itself. Just quickly checking in with the time. All right, being good in the time. So for the token itself, which is of course the first thing we launched in the crypto space, yeah, was the token itself. Tokenomics, very important part here, because our token is actually text. Yeah, it's text on every buy, sell, and transaction. If you want to move your token into, for example, a ledger, you can always talk to one of the team, and we can make this transaction into a safe place. Let's call it a safe place, tax-free. The tokenomics build up very simple, very straightforward. 8% of the tax are used for BUSD reflections. So by simply holding your the token in your wallet, you will participate in future trade volume, yeah, in buys, sells, and transactions as well. The way the contract works is very, we can say simple, yeah. The contract is collecting the tax in form of our token until a certain threshold. Right now, the threshold is set at 150 billion tokens collected. With this threshold, we won't see a very big impact on the chart, which is very important. Yeah, you need to have this contract sale happening for the tax to not be very big, so it affects the chart negatively. Once this threshold is reached, the next cell appearing will actually trigger the contract cell. if you're taking a look at it in Dextools, for example, in our chart, you will either see 3 or 4 cells in a row from the same wallet address going off. There are 3 cells is if, for example, I myself am triggering the contract cell by selling one Banks token, because a cell of one Banks token is simply too small to show up in Dextools. Or if a normal cell is triggering the contract, you will see 4 contract cells in a row. With the contract cell happening, the contract is converting Banks tokens into BUSD. Yeah, very important. You are simply not able to pay out BUSD rewards if there is no contract cell appearing. You will always see a contract cell appearing for reward tokens. Once this started, all right, so the next flaw in the spelling here perfectly. Can change this out as well. Or we'll take a look later. I will keep on with the presentation. Once the contract sold, it might take some time to receive your BUSD rewards. Yeah. This is always volume dependent. So with every transaction happening, around 4 to 8 wallets are receiving their BUSD rewards. You can always manually claim your rewards through our dashboard. I would advise you not to do so, because this whole process is automated anyways. So you will receive them over time anyways. But if you really, really need your BUSD rewards right now, you can always manually claim them through our dashboard. You will have to pay the gas fees yourself. Yeah, that's why we are not advising to do so. Of course, we need to give the option out. But this for the BUSD part. 8% being chosen because it's, yeah, we are basically not the first reward token out there. But this is a number which the people like. Yeah, this is a number in which you can actually see quite some BUSD rewards getting paid out if the volume picks up. 4% of the tax are used for marketing and our fund. Yeah, this is needed. Otherwise, we could not pay for marketing additionally. Otherwise, we could not grow the fund additionally. You might see some changes in this taxing system with the actual ecosystem coming up and running. Yeah, so if we are able to make some money from fees from projects actually listing for a private sale or for a crowd sale or something else, yeah, if we see the returns there, we can maybe change up this taxing system. For now, it needs to stay this way. 2% are used for buyback and burns. So a buyback is basically we are buying back our own Banks tokens and then proceeding to burn the Banks tokens by sending them to a dead end. Yeah, so basically taking them out of circulation. Of course, the dead wallet is also not receiving any BUSD rewards. Yeah, very important part here. This buyback and burns, of course, are not announced. This is a way for us to further shorten the supply in the future and to additionally get a little bit of impact done in the chart. 1% is automatically added into liquidity. So right now our liquidity is a pairing. So we are paired as Banks token with wrapped BNB. This is also the reason why if you see BNB falling, yeah, so BNB itself decreasing in price, you will automatically see our market cap also decreasing, because our actual liquidity is made up of BNB, and due to the pairing you will see us rising or falling as well together with BNB. Then again, you need to achieve in crypto a healthy liquidity ratio as a business. This is something which is still worked on together with the buyback and burns and the liquidity tax. So basically 1% is automatically added into our liquidity in PancakeSwap. So this for the tokenomics, also very straightforward, very simple. So now taking a look back, we actually launched the 18th of December through a pink sale pre-sale. Of course, this all started with an idea. Yeah, so basically the core team coming together. We have this idea, which we were further evolving over time, of course. But then again, at some point, we needed to have this initial team recruitment going on and developing the initial idea of BD Capital. Yeah, moving on to community building, which we did right before the pre-sale actually started. Yeah. So basically, there was no token there. There was no ecosystem. There was no fund. Nothing yet ready there. But of course, very important to build this initial community. And then we had a very small private sale. This private sale was total worth of 12 BNB, which we used for all of the future marketing leading up until today. We did then proceed to make our pre-sale through Pink Sale. So the initial coin offering, of course, going through Pink Sale, actually launching on the 18th of December on PancakeSwap with an initial market cap of roughly $80,000. So as you can see there from this part, we did have quite a nice journey already since our since since our actual pre-sale on Pink Sale. So at the all-time high, which was sitting at roughly 12.5 million, we did basically 150x an investment of someone who participated in the pre-sale, which is not common. Yeah, this is nothing which just appears on the site like usually in the crypto space. Not easy to achieve this kind of growth. Now we are getting ready for the next 100x, of course, because we are actively working on everything. But then again, nothing which is just achieved on the side. Yeah. Of course, we started with the initial marketing over time. So our marketing strategy is also very simple. Just to give a little bit of insight, we are working on this constant exposure. Yeah, it's very important to get the name of BD Capital out every single day. If it is through a Reddit post, if it is through a paid promotion with an influencer, if it is made through a trending service on Reddit, yeah, or all of that different stuff. This was something we have been working on until we listed on CoinMarketCap and Coingecko additionally, which is also a very, very important part in this very, very early crypto space. Yeah, very important to actually list on CoinMarketCap and Coingecko so you can, or basically every single investor can actually see the value in MetaMask in Trust Wallet. Yeah, very important here. Now moving on in the timeline, we made our first fund investments. So the first investments, you can always check our display, but I think our first investment we ever made was Moonrock actually. Very nice investment. Still working. The team was kind of an ICO investment. So very early stage we participated there. Also creating a lot of exposure there. Yeah, do not underestimate this stuff. By simply, not simply, but by tagging our investments on Twitter, for example, we can drag a lot of attention towards us. Then we started on the rebranding. So for the people which have been around a longer time already, they know we did start as Banker's Dream. So that everything was named after our token. We had a very meme-ish approach. This was we did this because it is easier as a company with a or as a crypto project with a meme-ish approach to perform well in the crypto space, especially in a very, very early stage. Right now, as you can maybe already see, rebranding everything for the upcoming live event, for the future, for the actual business, the company foundation. And then, of course, additionally, we are launching marketing specifically targeting YouTube and TikTok influencers. Very important part here for the timeline, which is like the present timeline right now. We did recruit 2 more members. So with Stavros actually handling all of the PR stuff. Great. He is negotiating with all the influencers. He's putting in a lot of time for this, let's say little talks with the influencers. And of course, also in addition, getting our blockchain dev team running. Blockchain dev team getting represented by Vimal. You won't see him in our chat a lot, maybe sometimes dropping in for something, but in the end, he is actually the blockchain dev of our team. And then we are sitting on this point of the company foundation getting built right now. We are looking into company registration, which we can then use for further steps, as for example, safe Moonswap listing or all of that different stuff. Yeah, but this is something which is required. AJ will also talk a little bit about this in a second. So this for the timeline. A quick insight on the marketing strategy going on, especially this week with the actual live event week. We are specifically targeting YouTube influencers. We are targeting TikTok influencers. We are going for Reddit. Yeah, Reddit is a huge medium for crypto itself. Additionally, with Twitter, of course. So also influencers there for the additional exposure. Then we will have StockTwits news channels joining in, creating even more exposure on top of everything. And then with this more to come, this is something which will then join in the future as well. We had a press release already on Bloomberg and Yahoo Finance. We will further go for another press release. You can think of a update press release after the live event. And then with the company registration being done, of course, looking at listings on various swaps and exchanges. Yeah, right now focusing very hard on YouTube, TikTok. This is something Stavros talks a lot about in his marketing AMAs. He can give you a lot of insights for the ongoing marketing, but basically just a very, very quick overview of what are we doing on the background. Yeah. With this, you can maybe see we are not only developing a lot, we are actively working on YouTube, on TikTok, on all of that stuff going down. And then, of course, also having hands full with a live event, the upcoming live event. So this basically from my side, yeah, ending with the marketing strategy, then able to move on. Yeah, this is something. You see, beta testing very important here. Just a quick overview of our project in numbers. Yeah, very very important here. These are just rough numbers, sitting on 3,500 Telegram members, roughly 800 Twitter followers. In our subreddit, roughly 670 Reddit members. I think we are not sitting on 1,900 holders. I think this is the wrong part, not what BSC scan shows. I will double check this after the presentation, but at roughly 1,600 to 1,900 holders, which is great growth. If you take in consideration that we started as a 80,000 market cap pre-sale on the 18th of December, and then very important here, note this, yeah, we did 150x since our pre-sale at the all-time high, and we never saw a bull market for altcoins. Now, there has never been a real bull market for altcoins since we launched. So, of course, this is something we are also looking forward to. As you can see right now, with Ukraine going down and all of the different stuff happening in the world, additionally with COVID, you can see the crypto space being in a very consolidating stage, just a sideways movement for now. People are not sure. The altcoin market is very silent at the moment. Yeah, this is the time to build on the exposure constantly and to further push the project onto the next level. Yeah, getting ready for this very big bull run. But then ending my part now with this, with our project and numbers, and then giving, let's say, this mic back to AJ, who is talking about BD Capital itself.
The invisible mic has gotten handed back to me.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, you have seen now what we're doing on the technical side, on the contract side, on the, I call it the internet side. Yeah. So let's have a look what we're doing in real life. I should say. We're incorporating. I think that's not a big secret. The thing is with incorporation, it's a bit tough to say it this way, but most of the projects, if they do it at all, they do it wrong. Because, as we stated before, we want to set this up to be sustainable, not only for the next pump, not only for the next 6 months, I don't know, but we want to place this on a legal footing that can sustain for the next 10 years minimum. Yeah, liquidity is locked for 10 years. So the first steps we took were setting this up on a long-term basis. And for long-time sustainability, for long-term growth, you need the legal accommodations fixed for sure. At all, or at most, because we're from Europe, and then we're from Germany. So Europe is the most yeah, legally structured continent, I fear. And Germany, the Germans just love their rules. So if we do it correct, like with all of the things we did so far. Now we have a like 4 to 5 step plan for the future, that you guys know what we're actually doing. We have partnered up with an not advertisement company, and consulting agency in Switzerland, a reputable, yeah, can you say it like this? Yeah, a trustworthy company in action for centuries now. No, for decades now. Centuries would be a bit rough. And they started to consult crypto projects some years ago. So they saw the trend and they adapted to it, and that's why we go with them, because they are a big name in the crypto valley in Switzerland, and this has to mean something. We had a kick-off with the team there via Zoom. Just laid out what do we want. So the legal expert told us what is possible. The fiscal expert told us what to be aware on tax sides. Yeah, we had a company consulting is the company working the way we plan it. So for the last part, it was obvious that what we thought of will work. Yeah, we're in the matter. We do know what we're doing, but for the legal part, we don't. I'm not a lawyer. Paul is not a lawyer. We need an external lawyer. And for the tech side, we also needed someone from outside. Had a kick-off there. They made us a quote. This shit is not cheap, I can tell you. These stages I show you there in the presentation are expensive stages, really expensive stages, but we want to go this way. Want to go there for the project to be sustainable forever, basically. Yeah. So kickoff part 2 will happen on Friday. If we're in Zug, we take the opportunity and meet up with the guys consulting us, talking about the new steps. The next steps, basically we have 3 to 4 steps. Stage B, for example, is the incorporation of BD Capital. Yeah, we want to found a company, and for that we have to sort out a lot of regulations, I can tell you. So there the next part is sorting out the regulations, adapting regulations to our concept, adapting our concept to the regulations. Not a concept of the ecosystem, but a concept of what we thought of, where's the company headquarter and something like this. This will be the next most step. So we're planning on Friday when to meet up and what to research and what to do for this step. And after we finished that step, we will tackle stage C, which would be talks with the fiscal authorities, meaning how's the fund taxed, how can we do it that you people are only taxed in your respective country when realizing some earnings or winnings out of crypto. Um, what sort and what kind of taxes has the company to pay? Because as you know, like for example, in Germany, we have basic company tax, we have community taxes, we have um, land taxes where the company is based. So if a company is taking some wins or is making money, basically it has to pay taxes. How can we keep that as small as possible? Because we do not want to avoid taxes, because this would be on the brink of illegal. But we want to keep it as small as possible, because this is a point where we can say, okay, it doesn't make sense to earn this income stream and get that income stream and make a fund, and all of the earnings go into taxes. That's why we invest heaps of money to figure out how to do it this the best way. And one more step in stage C will be an application for the FINMA, which is the federal tax agency of Switzerland. Talking with them, having some rules and some laws cleared up for us, basically making an appointment to be a crypto company in Switzerland, which isn't a normal company as it's used to be. And after all these things, we should be set up and everything should be working. And if all of these things are working, we will be the first company in Switzerland and the first company in the world that will have an crypto token with an integrated fund that is legally accepted and legally taxed and still is distributing to you guys. So the German way, just do it perfect. This is a hell of a claim to make. This will be a hell of a lot of work, but we have the quote here. We have the team here that says it's doable. We have Paul and myself here that say it's doable, and we want to go this step. So basically, now it's just a matter of time when we become a world's first. And if we made stage C, stage D is just mooning. The company is then just mooning. Yeah. Because if we figured out stage A, what we already have done, if we figured stage B and stage C, we can apply all the lessons we learned and all the laws that are not made for us, but that are clarified for us. If we have done all these steps in stage D, we can do basically everything. We could issue another token. We can apply this to an NFT marketplace. We could apply this to launchpad staking, whatsoever. After stage C, the company is bound for mooning. If it hasn't mooned in before, it will moon in before. I'm totally aware of this because it's a great project to have. But if we just accomplish stage C, nothing can hold, literally nothing can hold us back. When we manage to get everything conforming to the laws in Europe, in Switzerland, and in Germany, there's basically no legal system, tax system. There's nothing in the world that's worse and harder to crack than this. And if we got this, we can do everything. And that's why stage D is the most important part, because when we're there, we will not moon, we will not Neptune. I can't even imagine what we will be, but we will be big, really, really big. And speaking of being big, in the next slide, what does all these things being big and all of that even mean? Because Paul talked to you in detail about an NFT market and a launch pad and a token and something like this. But I want to take you and show you the business side of things. Yeah. Because the token itself, you already figured that out, I guess, is in some way your share of the company. We are redistributing the earnings of the fund. We are redistributing the earnings of the launchpad. We are redistributing all the income streams we have. Yeah? Of course, these income stream, someone will pay workers for the company. Yeah, probably graphics designer or developer that is vetting, that is doing audits and KYCs, because we can handle the masses of people that want to join us or to work with us, all these things. But in the end, after all the bills are paid, the money is getting redirected to you guys. And the BT Capital token is just your ticket for that ride. So this is basically the most important thing for you as an investor. Same with the launchpad. I said it already. The launchpad is like a service BD Capital is providing to third parties. Yeah, for example, our dev Simplify is starting a second project for only developers, or someone out of the community wants to do a reward token or a meme token, something like this. You can come to us. We will vet you. You will pay us a fee. Most likely will be less big than with PinkSale, because PinkSale has enormous fees. The fees get redirected to you guys. So basically, BD Capital is just a company providing services, and we're not paying the earnings of the services into the bags of the founders, but in the bags of the investors. So in the end, every one of you is like a founder, some sort of things, because everyone partakes in the earnings. The same goes with NFT marketplace. Yeah, the earnings will be redistributed to you guys, but just imagine the NFT market at the moment, and I do not get tired of repeating this, but the NFT market at the moment is just pictures. Yeah, but the technology of NFT itself holds so much more, can do so much more things. Yeah, proof of ownership, all these things will be important in the future, will be important with the metaverse. Yeah, you need keys for your metaverse house or something like this. Yeah, NFTs are getting important, and we want to be set up. So we don't only have a company that's set up for years to come. We don't have it, not just we're not just having a token that's set up for years to come, or a fund that can't fail, basically. Yeah, it can't stop to grow. Okay, would be a bad thing, but it already exists. Yeah, it can't fail. And then again, with the increasing ecosystem, we are setting the ecosystem itself up to grow in the future, to be even more impactful, to be even bigger, to be prepared for everything that comes, because we don't know what's coming in the next years, but there will be things coming and we can handle them. Next slide, please. Thanks a lot. Okay, I already told about this a little bit, but future developments are okay. You can see different. Yeah, the things I said with the NFT marketplace, we are set up for things we don't even know that are coming, which is great, because it doesn't matter what happens, we can react to it and we can partake in it. But then again, we also have future developments. We don't stop with being a token. We also don't stop with being a fund. We have probably someone, we are Dex, something like this. So even if we partake in a lot of things in the crypto market that generate returns, there are still things untouched. And that's the point in a company. Yeah. If you invest, if you long-term invest, if you value invest in a company, you take a look, what are they worth at the moment? And then you take a look, what could they possibly be worth in few months time, few years time? And then you see we are already generating returns. We are already generating a dedicated holder space, and we haven't touched even a bit of what's possible. And we are aware that we haven't touched a bit and can do so much more and will do so much more. And for a conventional investor, this is a sign that says, okay, buy this company because they will most definitely increase in value. And that's the point we're making here. We're at the beginning. We're not only at the beginning of the token, but we're at the beginning of the company. And probably in 20 years' time, people will say, oh, I should have invested in XY, like Tesla, like Amazon. And I do firmly believe there will be a point in time where people come and say, I should have invested in capital. And yeah, MK is Mark. Also Mark 1, Mark 2 is version 1, version 2, Robert. Sorry. uh And this all leads to scalability. Yeah. It doesn't matter what we're touching, it's scalable. And for a common investor, scalability is if you don't have one, it's a red flag. It's one of the biggest red flags. Because if an investor brings money into a company, he wants that money to grow. And without scalability, I don't know if you have Shark Tank or something like this, but all these people are talking, how can you scale the company? How can you grow the company? How can you pump up your income? How can you make the earnings bigger? That's scalability. And we have freaking lot of it. Because every part we are talked about today is scalable. We can do it again. Yeah, like a second token or something like this. We can start small with a crowdfunding base and develop it into a whole launchpad. Yeah, we now have, or we will have, our on the website the possibility to buy Banker Stream on the website. This could evolve into a swap exchange, for example. And even then, if it evolved, it doesn't stop there. You know the big players. You know, for example, Crypto.com or Bitcoin. This is the growth you can reach for now with these small steps in the beginning. So all lights are set on green and on growth. And that's what's most important for an investor. And that's why BD Capital is such a good investment. That's what we want to transfer. We're not only just a meme token. Yeah, we started with a meme token picture, but we're not a meme token. We're serious business and we mean it serious. And for my part, I know Paul and I can handle this. I know Simplify can handle this. I know Moneybin can handle this. And for sure, future people that will join the team should and will be able to handle this. And that's dedication. And that's what's missing in most of the projects. And that's why we are not a project anymore. We are a company now. And that's why, yeah, it's not financial advice, but it's a safe bet to invest in us. Because the plan is laid out. Now we just have to follow the plan step by step. And there's no easier thing to follow your own plan step by step. So growth is inevitable. Yeah. Probably whole blockchain will disappear one day. Yeah. Then we're fucked. But in case this doesn't happen, we are set for the future. We used the last weeks and months to set up for a bright future. That's why we were so silent. That's why we were so inactive in chat. For Zug and for the months to come and years to come, we set up the strongest foundation we could do. And if we take all of this, what we've learned, what we've done, what we will do, then we can create one more. Yeah, again, scalability. We can create one more stream of income. We can go into company consulting, consult tokenization of companies if the laws are advanced. We can consult new projects that want an serious approach in DeFi or in what's coming up. Probably NFT. I don't know. The crypto market is so fast. Probably in 3 months we have a new big thing we all do not know at the moment. But certainly we will have the growth to be there as a guide and as an advisor and partake in other projects in a way no one can. And that's why we're so dedicated. And that's why we're here. Because we want this project to grow. Because if the project grows, because we're not a company in the conventional way, you know, we found a way that every investor can partake in the earnings and the growth of the company, not just the big ones. And that's the big thing. That's the part of our vision. We grow with you guys, and we grow you guys as well. And that's why it's so important to have the company within that, or the ecosystem within that company. And for my closing words, because we overshoot it a bit, I overshot it a bit. I want to close with words of Steve Jobs again. We had him in the beginning, now we have him in the end of the presentation. And I just found it's fitting. It's you can't describe it better. All the people sit down and ask, what is it? But the boy asks, what can I do with it? And the conventional investment market is the old guy that asks, what is this? Yeah. But we sat there and said, what can we do with it? And I think we came up with a wonderful idea. Thanks for listening.
All right. Seems like we did
Guys.
run through the presentation, which we are holding on Zug. Collecting on the side a lot of the feedback, because very important. So saw some
just to I literally used all of my English. I just can't talk in German right now. No, but we did 1 hour and 10 minutes. I think that's decent.
It's quite fitting, yeah, because we have roughly 1 hour time. 1 hour and 10 minutes is it's like all right, yeah. Overshooting a little bit is not bad. Well, you guys are dreaming big, and I get shivers thinking of the time when we were. Yeah, definitely. You always need to dream big. Yeah, especially if you have such a community and team working together. Why should we dream small? Yeah, there's no reason to do so. Like absolutely no reason.
This is that kind of once in a lifetime opportunity.
Exactly.
We're not getting younger, and so why not dream big if we got the opportunity?
Exactly. Do you have a plan?
Channel, we yes and no. Basically, we have one idea how it should work because we had a kickoff. We are some steps ahead of that question. We have the initial idea how we want to make it work, and if this doesn't work, we have a plan B. with a little bit of a different company setting, but the ecosystem itself can stay the same. And this plan B will most definitely work. So at least plan B works, so we're set up for the future. Now it's just researching, paying the bills, talking with federal agencies, yeah, talking with lawyers. Now it's the fun stuff where I have to do the work because Paul can't be bothered to read some legal texts in that regard.
Very true.
You're welcome, Tano. And yes, Chris, there will be on Thursday there will be 3 screens, 3 TV screens, and on Friday there will be 2 TV screens on the scale of on a Thursday on a bar, and Friday is a restaurant. So the screens are bigger than an iPhone. Yeah, probably. You guys just talk us through, write your questions in the chat. I'll have a look into Telegram in a second if you don't want to use the YouTube chat. I don't know.
Already in the Telegram.
Okay, so just if to gather some questions, I'll talk you through the rest of the week. We're Paul and myself, we will do the final tweaks in the presentation, changing the spelling mistakes, reusing a bit of magic there. We will change 1 or 2 icons in the presentation, just do small things. And we will work on our notes, because we now know we can fill that hour, we can scrap a little bit there or something like this. Then the app gets the final touches. You all have seen the beta version of it. You all used, hopefully, the beta version of it. So this will go live in the final version. And then tomorrow, there will be the same AMA, basically, just practicing the presentation before the big day. And after that, on Thursday in the morning, the team will meet up and go on a road trip to Switzerland. We then check into our Airbnb there and set up the things and all of this. And after that, presentation is happening. We have the Swiss call it an apero. It's like a welcome, a warm welcome. Then we do have the presentation. We have the Q&A. We do have the networking in the end. Then we go to bed, and on Friday morning we will have meeting with the BDO agency there to get things going on incorporation. After that, we will have a stroll through Zug, probably looking for the billboards we put up and making pictures, because I'm still amazed we have billboards. Yeah. And on Friday we have the second presentation in a different location with a different audience. So the Thursday audience, as I know, are mostly people from banks and also banks in case of real life banks and media. And Friday more or less will be the investor whales. Yeah. And after that we will do the same networking and stuff like this. And on Saturday we come back home and will, if we haven't already, we will tell you about how it went. But I hope you can see on Thursday and Friday in the chart how it went.
For sure. Exciting week coming up. Can tell you, we are very, very excited. Like super
yes,
excited.
the media screens in the AMG G-Wagon are bigger than the iPhone.
It is so hard to follow up in two chats. All right, yeah, but we should be fine. Now, so basically, if you have any suggestions for the presentation or something like this, if you saw some flaws, some mistakes, let us know, please. Because actually, we need to somehow cut the AMAs short a little bit, yeah. So we can correct the things and do the rest of the work, which is still laying there for us. So actually, I actually need to pull the trigger here and stop
Just
the AMA. Yes, just.
Jake hasn't kept up with the presentation, but he has 2 questions.
But
After these 2 questions, we will go back to work.
He wants to ask 2 questions now. I'm all right. So we'll just wait for the questions.
Yes, I guess.
Let's hear. But I really like the way of having the AMA on YouTube. It's like very relaxing somehow. Would you ever consider selling out if a big corporation, example given Google, came along with a massive amount of money?
No, never, because I know this project can only work with Paul's mind and my mind. We have the ideas, we have the visions, we have the dreams. Google could do it good, but it couldn't do it as good as we can. And so in the long term, probably there will be more money in it for us if we stick with the project. And on the other hand, I'm having fun doing this, so why should I sell it? I could imagine to sell some ideas, some templates, or something like this to Google as an advisor, but I will never even think about selling the project. I hope this answers your. I should ask Jake if he's in the voice chat, shouldn't I?
Yeah. Jake.
So Stavros gave a small summary of this. It will be uploaded on YouTube so everyone can hear the answer.
And you were mentioning the expenses. No, we have the quote already done. We know how much money is involved. Money is there. Money is no problem here. So no danger of running out of funds. Of course, for the bigger development parts, yeah, we do not have the money ready to develop everything right now. This should be clear. Development is very, very expensive. But this bigger initial expenses, they are covered.
Yeah. So for future Jake, I hope we could answer your questions in a way that pleases you. And I tell you greetings from past Jake asking us this questions.
This is now getting really complicated.
But these were 2 really, really good questions. I thank you for them. But to summarize, no, we won't sell. Why should we? And no, we don't have money problems, but we're always keen on spending money wisely.
Exactly. A very important part here, especially for German bankers. Yeah, this is very, very important.
We're delivering the stereotypes here.
I'm
not even mad on it.
All right, I can't see an additional question. So I guess I will just pull the trigger here. We will hear each other again tomorrow in the next AMA, having this likely. The main test, you can tell, for the presentation, and then we will head out to Zug finally, because I've been looking forward to actually go there.
I'm hyped. I'm so glad
Yes.
for that opportunity and so happy, and still can't believe that we're pitching a crypto project to real world bankers and investors. It just feels surreal. Surreal. the, the positive catch on this, because the presentation, we most likely won't live stream the presentation because we don't have the technical things there to do this, but we will record it. We will, at least part of it, upload. And I lost track what I wanted. And the presentation therefore will be in English because Switzerland has 4 official languages: French, Italian, German, and Swiss German. So presentation there will be in English. So for you guys, it's no problem to understand it. But the Swiss guys will go better with our dialects than some of you guys, I hope. Because sometimes I can hear my inner German speaking English. And it's funny to re-listen to some AMAs, but you guys do understand us, and that's all that counts.
All right, people.
Have a good evening, have a good night, have a great day.
Yes,
Fun at
thank you for
work or
tuning in.
sleep well.
Thank you all for tuning in. And
Bye bye.
bye bye, guys. Hear you all tomorrow. Bye bye.